is how people's incomes affect what they purchase, but price elasticity. How do people respond to changes in the values of goods? So we'll talk about inelastic demand, where demand doesn't really shift when prices change, and elastic demand, and all the variations in between. So it might help us to have a look at a few examples. Imagine if Apple, by the way, Apple rarely do this, but imagine they had a fire sale on their iPads, and they reduced the price of the iPad by, let's say, 33%. Okay, so maybe $600 down to $400. Consumers, okay, they respond by increasing their purchases by 66%. Okay, so maybe for every 100 customers, maybe now there's 166 customers purchasing it because they see the price has gone down. We can calculate the actual demand elasticity by doing a very simple coefficient. We look at the change in demand over the change in the price. That's going to be 66, and that was a drop of 33% over 33, and we get a demand elasticity coefficient of 2. And what we know is that anytime you have a price elasticity demand greater than 1, we can describe that product as elastic. So it has elastic demand. Now let's imagine we have something maybe less elastic. Let's think about suitcases. If we had a suitcase manufacturer decide that they're going to try and lift demand for their product by dropping their price as well, but they might want to drop it by 50%, okay, larger than the drop of Apple iPad, but customers are fairly ambivalent towards this because they're suitcases, okay, and they don't actually increase their purchases by any more than, say, 5%. So a 50% price reduction, a 5% increase in purchases, not really the same bang for your buck that Apple got. So let's do the maths on that again. So the change in demand over the change in the price, and this time it's going to be 5 over 50, which is going to give us a price elasticity demand coefficient of 0.1. Okay, so now we know that the price elasticity of demand, if it's less than 1, we can say that that is inelastic demand. Okay? Now, on the rare occasions, you may actually get the price elasticity of demand equal to 1. We call that unit elasticity, or unitary elasticity. So unit elasticity, and that basically means that the change in price has a 1-to-1 ratio effect with consumer demand. Okay, thank you.